Hello, and welcome to AMA 50, the podcast where you ask us anything and we give you three AMA-zing answers in 50 seconds. In this fast advice improv show, our hosts are challenged to answer questions in 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and 5 seconds, respectively, one after the other, all in under a minute. Thank you for listening to our random and fun life advice podcast, but our word to the wise is we are not life experts, so follow our advice at your own risk. My name is Kirsten, and I'm joined today by my three co-hosts, Shay,
Hi.
Amy,
Oh,
and Will.
Hello.
We are also joined by two very special guests, Randy and Quest. Who are you, and what makes you qualified to give life advice?
I'm not qualified to give life advice. I was snuck on here.
And I'm an herbalist, so I know a lot of plants that you guys are just scared of, like dandelions, but we'll hear about that later, maybe.
I love that.
yes.
So, what is AMA 50? I hear myself asking myself. And my answer is AMA 50 is an improv game geared towards answering questions in the funniest and most concise way possible. I developed this game with the help of the amazing AP improvisers. As I said, we'll be answering questions from all over in under a minute. Last year, we played this game with questions from a Reddit thread, Am I the Asshole? And we're returning back to Reddit this time for even more juicy questions. Shay, tell us more about our episode today.
All right. So, our questions for today's episode come from the Reddit thread, Am I Overreacting? Another spin-off of the AskReddit community where users share their own stories of perceived injustices and ask whether they were being unreasonable for feeling a certain way. Being one of the most active threads with over 12 million comments generated in the past year alone, some users have expressed concerns about the forum encouraging drama seeking behavior and creating a toxic environment. On the internet? Really? Oh, still, its popularity has led to numerous memes, parodies, and even real life discussions on TV shows and podcasts just like this one. So, we're excited to not only put our own AMA 50 spin again on answering these Reddit questions, but also to have our two special guests provide their own insight and play the game with us.
I want to talk some shit.
All right. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Doo-doo-doo. And there's a little music cue.
And we're back. Let's start our first round.
Hi. Okay, so my name is Quest, and I am Problem Solution 46. And they asked, Am I overreacting? I feel dumb when I talk to my boyfriend. There are a couple of people who need to answer this question, and they are Kristen, Randy, and Will.
All right. I feel dumb when I talk to my boyfriend. That sucks, honestly. I don't know that you're overreacting to feel dumb. Like maybe you are a little vacant. It happens, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that the world needs stupid people. Otherwise, who would we explain things to? So just like embrace it. Embrace the dumb and listen more.
All right. That's my cue. All right. So I'm Randy, and I think that you should try to fight his mother. You know, if he belittles you, just throw a punch at his mother. Like if he's very rude to you about how you speak and the things that you're passionate about, just punch his mom, maybe his grandmother too. Dig her up if you have to.
And just a reminder, there are no stupid people, only stupid people.
You
Nice.
just got dragged.
I love the direction this is going today.
All right. Proud Newspaper 2554 asks, Am I overreacting? My girlfriend wants to take one of her best friends to prom and not me. Quest, you have 30 seconds. Will, 15. Randy, 5.
Okay, so if she wants to take you to prom and not me, I went to prom with someone I wasn't supposed to go to personally, but it was really cute. So, yes, take her to prom, but it's going to be a very bad time. So if you're not in DC, it might not be great. Anyone else? 30 seconds is a very long time. I just realized.
That was the end of it, so you're good. I have 15 seconds. Uh I don't know. I think like it's fine. Like proms are proms. I went to so many proms and I'm not with nobody from proms. So you might not even be together years later.
And I'm assuming that that's my 5 seconds. During prom, I was gay, so I don't know how that applies to your situation. I don't know what you are now, but I was gay. If it was,
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I did platonic prom 3 times and it was the best. Drama free.
I
Love
would love
that.
to answer that question later, maybe at the end of the episode, because I have
Right.
a great answer for that one.
I'm sorry, I went to prom with 3 dates.
I went with my best friend. Like you can't be that mad, you know. But on that note, Define ad 8979 asks, am I overreacting? My roommate agreed to getting me a cat, even though she has allergies. But now she's going back on her word. We have Amy with 30 seconds, Quest with 15, and Shay with 5.
Okay, so I really think that this depends on a very big factor here. Did you already get the cat? Because if you already have the cat and now she's like, I actually don't want you to have this cat. I have allergies. Then like you're not overreacting because she agreed to something and then now you have a cat. But if you don't have the cat yet and she's like, I don't know, then I don't know if you're overreacting, but like you have every right to be like a little upset. But yeah.
15 seconds. The long story short is, I really had a backstory where I messed with a boy and I have a cat that's in the background right now, but you can't see him. So the moral of the story is girl, go get that cat. That's yours. That is your cat. And we don't have to worry about anything other than that.
All right. And this is my 5. I agree with Quest. Cat trumps all. Pussy first.
That's not the best word to use.
I love get that cat.
Get
It's
that
like
cat.
Get that cat.
it's like get that
2025. Get that cat.
Yep.
yeah.
There
Whatever
it is.
you get that cat.
But also, I was gonna say, pet over partner.
Uh-oh. We got 2.
Unless it's like already married.
Because you got the kids.
All right.
Anyways, Alternative Law 1271 asks, am I overreacting about the fact that I think I might have hooked up with my bestie's cousin? Randy, you have 30 seconds. Shay, you have 15. And Quest, you have 5.
Now, I'm not, this is Randy, by the way, my 30. I'm not a cousin fucker myself, but, with your bestie's cousin, there's at least a degree of separation. So I would say, as long as there's no baby involved, I think everything is fine because then now there's a human life at stake because everybody could just separate their ways. All 3 of y'all could just back up. As long as nobody gets pregnant, I think we are solid on that, especially in this day and age. You don't want a pregnancy, especially not by somebody that's so familiarly close. We prefer to keep that separate.
All right.
All
Shay,
right.
15 seconds.
I'm gonna say, how close are these cousins? Who did you know first? That's the other question, is who did you meet first? Because this could just be a very unfortunate past thing, but context.
Yeah, this is my 5 seconds. Ew. That's it. Ew. Don't fuck your cousin. Ew.
I'm glad
Events
someone said it.
later.
I love that you
Yes.
all decide that your bestie's cousin is immediately your family, and
That's
therefore it makes it
familial.
wrong.
It's familiar because I feel like bestie. If we've been best friends for 12 years, that's your cousin is my sister. You get me? Like your cousin is If I know
That's
you,
also why I was
I,
like, who'd you know? I don't know. It
that's
could
the
be.
part, right? I need specifics on this. Like,
There are gray areas here.
What do you think might have hooked up means?
Like they don't know. It's like,
Ah,
oh, are you
that's too
related, or
much
is this,
touching.
how far are we
Like,
going?
or
That's
like, was somebody like blacked out?
do they not know if it was their bestie's cousin, or do they not know if they hooked up, or they don't remember? Like, what?
I
I
read the
think
book Flowers in the Attic, and
On that note, let's leave and get some context. We'll be right back. And we're back. Let's finish with our last round.
All right, all right. This is Randy with the question from Brown Sugar Please. And they ask, am I overreacting? My boyfriend got horny when I was crying or in distress. We have Shay with 30 seconds, Quest with 15, and Amy with 5.
okay, gonna try to squeeze this into 30 seconds. Dump him. That is a red fucking flag. Dump, 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 dump. Throw the whole man away. No. And I don't know. Okay, other people here who like work in haunted houses, you guys have all seen the guy who's like begging people to scare his girlfriend, who is like hysterically crying and freaking out and clearly having a bad time. And the guy's still like, hey, hey, get her, get her, get her. That's the guy. That's a walking red flag. No.
all you gotta tell me is how big was it?
Yeah.
Mm. But dump him. Dump him if it's not big enough. Because if you just, I mean, hey, we got a lot to think about.
I mean, there's something for everybody.
And if it's your loved one's tears, you're a comic book villain.
I
Hmm.
hope my mother never sees this.
Oh my God.
This I could rant more about this, but I'm not gonna. So we're just gonna move on. So here we go. Psychological Gur 548 asks, am I overreacting for breaking up with my boyfriend of 2 years because he started to support Trump? Randy, you've got 30 seconds. Amy, 15. Quest, 5.
Sister, you didn't see the hat, you didn't see the spurs, you didn't see the red all over his room, you didn't see the Confederate flag before you jumped in there. I don't know. I feel like there's very clear signs to somebody. I don't know if it started to support. I don't know. If somebody started to support Trump, that was already brewing in the background, baby. I'm sorry. You chose wrong. That's not on you. Maybe you just didn't know things to begin with, but there were signs. And you didn't read the signs, or you said, I'm blind. I can't see it.
It's time for bed. Did Cleo take a bath?
Did she?
I'm so sorry. I apologize. Good thing that was in a space. So we can cut around that, right, Will?
Yeah, sure. Wink.
We just all
He's
wanted
not gonna cut it out.
Thanks, Alexa.
um
Anyway, Amy, you've got 15 seconds.
all right. I mean, I really agree with Randy there. I don't know like how long you could have been together if you didn't see these signs. Like I feel like that would be something like the signs should have been there on like date one. And I feel like you're not overreacting. You should definitely dump him. Yeah.
I got 5 seconds. Elon Musk rhymes with musty. That's it.
Correct.
Trump rhymes with dumb, I guess.
Trump, dumb.
As in dump
How was
him,
he president again? Nobody knows what's going on.
right?
Because you
Also-
get back with your toxic ex.
Ah.
Ugh.
But we don't gotta talk about that.
No.
Gotta talk about our
Let's-
toxic president. And we can't even get food stamps no more. That's right.
Oh.
Bitch, I can't get a seafood boil.
No.
Oh my God. I'm gonna be quiet. They got new questions to ask.
You can't be quiet. It's your turn. You have to ask the question.
And the worst part is I can't even pronounce this person's name, but I'm gonna try my best. Tencent also asked, "Am I overreacting for feeling emotionally cheating on? How should I move on? I don't like
Run that one back.
Absolutely.
emotionally cheating on how I should move on." No, those are the exact words.
Start from the beginning.
Am I overreacting for feeling emotionally cheating on how should I move on? Emotionally cheated on how I should move on.
Baby, I want you to introduce yourself from the top. Say
I can't emotionally. I can't introduce myself. I already fucked up too many times.
I think I got the gist of it. So I'll get us started answering
Someone
this
else.
question in 30 seconds. It's all good. Um, I feel like it's perhaps not overreacting because like these feelings that you could be holding up inside can manifest later in really awful ways. So it's really good of you to kind of assess like, am I feeling betrayed by my partner for any reason? And that is how you move on eventually, is kind of understanding that.
what happened? What did you do? What did your partner do? That's what I need. I need the context of this because if you feel emotionally cheated on, you are right in your feelings. But how did you act on those feelings? Because that's the part that's important. What did you do? Did you key the car? Did you spill hot grits on his mama? I don't know. What happened?
I love that movie.
There we go.
I think you should move on. Emotional cheating, weird gray area. Like,
Context needed.
Well, there's no context for this last question. Elsa underscore Bueso asks, am I overreacting for considering divorce over my husband's constant comments about my face? Quest, you have 30 seconds.
You need to punch him in the motherfucking nose. What? About my face? No. And your name is Elsa too? Freeze him. We're frozen. The Dyatlov path. We don't have to talk about that. But get him. Get him. He doesn't deserve any of that. I'm moving out of the camera. I'm mad at him. What did he do? No, I don't.
all right.
Kirsten, what do you think in 15 seconds?
I think if he's making comments about your face, you if it's gotten to a boiling point, considering divorce is considering divorce. It's okay. You might need to leave him, and that's okay.
And then lastly, Randy, only with 5 seconds.
Girl, dump him. He never liked you. 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 That was it.
Awesome. Well,
My face.
actually, that's not awesome.
My
Wait.
face. I'm sorry. Not my mother's face. Not my brother's face. Not the dog ugly. My face.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think
We're gonna take a break and we're gonna be back.
oh my gosh.
Oh my God. About my face.
And we're back. Final thoughts or feelings about the rounds, the questions, the answers.
I'm still stuck on the face.
Yeah.
That was probably the hardest one for me. If you're contemplating sitting there thinking about divorcing this person because of the comments about your face, how long has it been? how long have you been
Yeah.
in this relationship? Is this a day-to-day thing? Is this person just like, hey, ugly? Like, is that how it feels like you brought this to the internet, so it must be bad. Like you're getting bullied at this point.
Like it must be a sore spot for you, like in order to like really think about how it affects you and then like go to Reddit to
Right?
confirm that.
Yeah.
Does he even like you, or is this like negging, which is also, again, just red flags, red flags, red flags.
That's kind of the general theme of these questions, right? Is like, is this a red flag? Am I overreacting to this red flag?
Yep.
I will say I'm still stuck on that like girlfriend wants to take one of her best friends to prom and not me question because I was like, I have the cautionary tale that means just like it doesn't matter because I definitely did not go to prom with my boyfriend and went with my best friend instead. So I was that person. And you know what? That friend of mine that I went with is engaged. My ex-boyfriend, then boyfriend at the time, is now happily married, and I'm friends with them both, and I'm the single one. So you know what? Like, girl that has no prom date now, it's okay. You're gonna be happy.
Yeah. It's just I think that it's like that just you're creating it creates so many expectations and then you spend like the whole time like freaking out and trying to analyze everything instead of actually having fun at prom, which is why, like I said during the round, no, platonic prom for the win.
Yeah, it was great.
Drama free.
Randy, Quest, I always like to ask our guests that come on our show, what did you think of this game and how did you like playing with these questions?
I'll go first. This game was very fun. This is something that I would bring up at a party, like, and then start some very intense but very fun, lively debates. And every time somebody has a different opinion, do a shot. Um, yeah, this is definitely a nice conversation starter at a dinner table, and maybe a little friendship ender. So be careful.
I've learned there are a lot of stories I could tell that I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell them on a podcast unless I'm getting paid for it.
Because the worst thing is you go to the internet thinking that
Oh
everybody's
no,
gonna
I
agree
got
with
some
you.
good I got some good stories for them. I've got some good stories for them. But we don't have to get told about how I was almost, yeah, and then. But I love this podcast and I'm going to listen to this motherfucker for a very long time because I love a good podcast.
I love answering the Reddit questions because it's just gossip that you have zero personal stake in. And that's why it's so fun.
Period.
It's like I can be nosy about strangers' lives and not bother anybody that I know.
Mm, 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 mm.
Why farm drama when you can just it's already there. You can get it takeout. That's what this is like.
Why farm drama when
Takeout.
you can get takeout?
What we eating?
Right?
Yeah.
Crab
No.
rangoon for sure.
We ordered
I
tea.
love some crab rangoon.
Randy, Quest, where can we follow you on social media? Where can we support you?
You can follow me on Still Swamp. That's STEELZSWAMP. That is the herbalism account. We are also making our own podcast because I've been writing episodes for a very long time. And it's called Killers, Killers with a Q. We're only looking into queer killers.
Ooh.
So we can see, what's going on with them. It's based on Sisters Who Kill. You can watch that.
I
But
love this.
also going to make sure we promote you all because you all are great. And that's all I have to say.
Oh, me? Oh,
For
no, I
me,
got nothing. It's just the same thing. We're going to be talking about killers. It's going to be about queer killers. because there's a market for Black killers, white killers, every kind of cultist. There's a theme for everything. And I have not come across podcasts that have one where it's specifically dedicated to queer killers, specifically Black queer killers. That'll be the main topic. But it'll be interesting to see how that comes about.
I can do it pretty good too.
Because I know I'd be a queer killer myself. But along.
I'm gonna say, reading about all these red flags, I don't know.
I would think maybe if you haven't come across like that kind of person represented like in true crime or pop culture, I would think maybe like, oh, we don't want to be included in that discussion because we don't want to be depicted as bad. But otherwise, it's like, no, like, because anyone can be a killer. So like even queer Black people can be
anyone.
Wait, there was literally an interview, like a press thing from like the TV show Interview with a Vampire, where Jacob Anderson, who plays Louis in that show, basically says exactly that. He's like, it's refreshing. Yes, let Louis be a problem. That's three-dimensional. Like,
right.
He kind of ate, literally.
It's bad because then everybody holds people who are queer to the standard, like, oh, you would never do that. Yes, I would. No. Yes, I would. I sure would. That's not my day-to-day, but I would. Don't get it confused.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for listening today to the AMA 50 podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to submit your own questions to be answered in the future, our DMs are open at AMA50podcast on Instagram, or send us an email at AMA50podcast@gmail.com. And we look forward to your submissions. Goodbye.
Bye. We're waving. We always close out. We wave and then we realize this is audio. No one can see it.
Lovely camera.
Thanks for playing.